Close your eyes, little one. It's time to snuggle in and drift into a world of gentle dreams. Tonight, I'll tell you a story about two special birds who went on a great adventure, flying high above the waters. Their journey was filled with hope, and they carried with them a message that the world was about to begin again. So let's relax and imagine ourselves in a world full of calm waters and soft skies, where two brave birds take flight to discover something beautiful. Ready? Let's begin. The Bed's Adventure. Once upon a time, long, long ago, the earth was covered by water. There was no dry land anywhere, just vast, endless seas stretching as far as the eye could see. It was a quiet and peaceful time, though not much could grow in the water. The land had disappeared, and only the animals, the plants, and the great ark, where Noah and his family lived, were safe. One evening, as the sun began to set, a soft breeze fluttered through the ark. The stars slowly twinkled into the sky, and the air felt calm, almost magical. Noah stood on the deck of the ark, looking out over the water, hoping for a sign that the earth was ready to begin again. And then two little birds, a raven and a dove, came to mind. They were strong and brave, and Noah had an idea. Maybe they can help us find the land we've been waiting for, Noah said softly to himself. The raven was the first to take flight. His wings stretched wide, and with a flutter he soared into the sky, circling high above the water. He searched for hours, flying through the night, but the raven didn't return. He was too wild and free, and he loved flying high above the clouds. The raven flew far and wide, but the world was so vast, and there was no dry land in sight. Noah waited anxiously, but then he knew the time had come for the dove to take her turn. The dove was smaller and gentler, with soft feathers that glimmered in the moonlight. She flapped her wings gently and took off from the ark, gliding over the shimmering waters. She flew in silence, her eyes searching the quiet world below. The night was peaceful, and the dove's heart was full of hope. She flew for hours, soaring higher and higher, until she reached the farthest place she could see. She searched and searched, but there was no land. It seemed the world was still covered in water, and the dove felt a little sad. But then, just as she was about to turn back, she saw something beautiful, something that made her heart flutter with joy. The dove spotted a tiny green olive leaf floating in the water. She swooped down and gently picked it up in her beak. The olive leaf was delicate and full of life, its green color shining brightly under the moon's soft light. The dove's heart soared as she realized what it meant. The leaf was a sign that the world was ready to begin again, that dry land was near, and new beginnings were just around the corner. With the olive leaf in her beak, the dove flew back to the ark, her wings moving with excitement. She gently landed on the deck where Noah was waiting, watching the skies with hope in his eyes. When Noah saw the dove returning, his heart filled with joy, and when he saw the olive leaf, he knew that the earth was about to come back to life, that the waters would soon recede and the land would appear again. It was a sign of new beginnings, of hope and promise. Noah smiled and held out his arms, gently taking the dove and her olive leaf. The dove's wings fluttered softly as she rested. Noah whispered, "Thank you, little dove. You have brought hope to our hearts." The next morning, the sun rose higher in the sky, casting a golden light across the ark. The waters were starting to go down, and the world was beginning to change. Little by little, the land began to appear again. It was the beginning of something new, something full of life and hope. As Noah looked out over the earth, he remembered the dove's flight and the olive leaf that had brought such joy. He knew that just as the dove had returned with hope, God always brings new beginnings and beautiful changes to the world. Sometimes, when things seem quiet and still, when we can't see what's ahead, hope is still there, quietly waiting to guide us, just like the dove brought back the olive leaf. We can always trust that new beginnings are coming, beautiful, bright, and full of promise. And no matter how big the journey or how long the wait, God is always with us, bringing fresh starts, just like the dove and the olive leaf. As the dove and the raven rested, the sun slowly set behind the peaceful ark, and the soft winds blew gently. The animals and people inside snuggled in for a long rest, knowing that a new day was coming. Now, little one, let your heart rest, just like the dove, knowing that hope always brings something wonderful. And with that thought, you can drift off into a peaceful, sweet sleep. The end. Good night, and may you dream of soaring with the dove, bringing hope to the world around you.